Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Double Tap, and today it's Sight Village Revisited Part 2!
This is Double Tap,
not Halloween,
where blind people talk tech. Here's Stephen Scott and Shaun Preece.
Oh, I'm going to wake the dogs up. Oh, there we go. Part 2! Oh, I've got them all going now.
Sorry, what was the dog for? Was that meant to be a terrifying hound?
I howled at the start, so I'm going to wake up all the dogs now, aren't I?
I see. Very good. Well done. You paint picture with sounds there.
Exactly. Radio has the best pictures. Always true. Hey, listen, we're diving into our archive again today because we are making our way back from Sight Village London today. So we thought we'd put together a little episode going back into the archives, looking back to, goodness, 2019.
What?
Not my first. I don't think it was my first Sight Village. Maybe it was.
You're a young man.
I was a young
sprightly,
thing.
full of energy. Beautiful.
Not that much. I mean, to be honest, when I watched back the clips, I actually kind of hoped I was going to see a very different Stephen Scott. It felt like exactly the same. Miserable, overweight, fed up. Pretty much all of the same. So not much has changed in all those years.
Don't go changing.
No chance. I'm not even going to please myself, never mind you. But yeah, we're going to be going back to speak to Liam from Bristol Braille Canute, because of course it was there that I first got my hands on with the Bristol Braille Canute 360, which I keep calling the Braille Kindle, because it's a multi... Well, one of the first,
they don't
actually.
like that.
No, they don't seem to like that, but it was the first multi-line Braille display I'd ever seen. Really interesting device. We got a chance to catch up, and if you've never seen this device or heard about it, you'll be able to learn about it today from that conversation. We're also going to go back and hear from Philip Ward, who runs Seeing Solutions. Now, he talks about two different products with our very good friend Tim Dixon. He was chatting with Tim about the mini guide, which I must say I have never had hands on with, but I hear so many good reports.
I know. Why is that? I haven't got hands on either, and everyone absolutely raves about it, and we haven't done it yet.
There's tech like this that just seems to go on and on and on and live on forever. And of course, it's a master of its trade, right? It's not trying to do 800 different things. It's not got AI in it. Shocking, no. I know, but it doesn't. And actually, in a way, that's good, because it means it's focusing on what it's good at, which is helping guide you. So, as I say, a lot of people, we've had a lot of comments in the past about it. So, yeah, this is something, it's not hugely expensive. So, you never know. I don't know. I do feel it's going to be an expensive Sight Village for me this year.
Well, that's if you can buy anything there. Usually you can. You can get hands-on, but actually buying things can be a little bit difficult. But I'm sure you'll manage.
I'll try. Something you would have loved back in the day, and again, probably at the same time in 2019, because I know you were kind of keen on this back then. There's a product we're going to hear about today called EyeBeam. I think it's available under different names and different guises in different parts of the world. But this is essentially a little torch which goes onto your cane and angles downwards so you can see the ground in front of you. It's really handy as well if you were trying to find your keys at night or try and find the right key for the front door. It gives you an extra bit of light, and it's attached to the cane, so you're not having to walk around holding a torch and a cane and a dog and
And of course, you can be seen as well, so there's a safety aspect there to it as well. And, hello RPers, night blindness. Always want a light, right?
Absolutely. You spoke to Craig from Unwired Things. I know that your partner, Sarah, has I'm going to use a French word, penchant.
Yeah.
Is that a French word?
I don't know.
I don't know if it is. We're getting that checked. But I believe she has a penchant for all things DIY. She likes a bit of DIY. She likes to measure things up.
And knock things down, yeah, absolutely.
She's not got the measure of you, though.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yes, and of course. That was very good.
Thank you.
Unwired Things have got a new approach to talking tech. It does it in a different way that you're used to. It's very interesting, actually. And I almost walked away with a talking tape measure, but not quite.
No, is that because they were offering you one, or because you tried to slip it in your pocket?
I tried to, but no, I was caught.
Shocking. Theft is not the answer, Shaun. Just ask nicely. Your past is coming back to haunt you. So let's...
All right, leave it.
So we're also going to catch up today with Adi Kushner. Now, Adi is a long-time friend of the show. He's been on the program many, many times. And you'll know, of course, that Adi, if you've been listening long enough, you'll know that Adi's involved in developing what is known as the Optima Braille laptop, a device which is very much like the Mantis Q40, or the Orbit Reader Q40, in that it has a QWERTY keyboard, it has a 40-cell Braille display, but it also has in it, and I'm talking about the Optima Braille laptop, an actual PC in there as well. And it's made by...
running Windows.
Running Windows. And it's built by... it's not built by Framework, but you know this better than I do. It's the Framework...
It's based on the Framework technology. Framework is a computer company that builds... computers and laptops that you can change things. So you can pull out modules and change the USB, change the I/O, change the GPU, and change the processor. We're always complaining about, assistive technology using outdated hardware. It's no longer the case with this.
No. Well, all that coming up today. But before that, let's dive in with some glasses that can help you see a little bit better.
Oh.
Okay, so we're still here at Sight Village London, and I'm here with Manny from Purview, and we're going to talk about the, how do you say it again? Seva glasses. So, Okay, tell me more about them.
Well, Seva, first let me define what Seva is, because it comes from, since my roots are from India, and Seva means selfless service for greater divine, for the community. And it's happened I met two of my very nice colleagues, and we wanted to do something bigger than from where we want to do it. So being a technologist in 30-year industry, we decided to make AI workable on wearables for the inclusivity part of the business.
Yeah.
And this is where we started developing certain solution, which we call it explore, experience, empower. So Seva gives an individual an explore abilities to go out in the world, to connect, to recognize friends and family, to find the objects which is in personal domain, to navigate, describe the scene. They can experience, the second power is experience, which is all about reading. They can do the reading, a handwritten note or orientation note. They can talk to the chat GPT right on the glasses, no bound to the mobile phones. They can listen to music And finally, empowerment. It's very important. Finally, it's a ability that might require empowerment for their communities to reach out. So they can send an SOS at any demand. They can do the digital magnification of the things they want to see. So our product is from low vision to blindness. It's not just blind. Because for us, it's a journey. It's not one day a certain person become a blind. We want to be the partner in that journey and provide the abilities.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So let's get into a bit of detail. So what do these glasses actually offer in practical terms? So you talked about AI there. There's chat GPT integration.
Yes, so if you can look around, they have taken out the banner, but there are 10 features that we have released in this first release. Four features are about connecting to the outside world, which is all about explore, navigation, describe the scenes around you. You can record the faces of your family members and friends, so it can start recognizing when they come in front of you. And you can find the objects with distance and direction. So we are different from that big coast, meta versions, I should say, because that's a public AI. We do the personalized AI by measuring an AI with the camera glasses triangulation. So that way, any person who is wearing the glass know how much distance away is certain things, in fits, and in which direction.
And that's just using the camera, no LiDAR or anything like that?
No, absolutely not. That's the good part, because the entire thing is, it's a mathematical triangulation on top of the AI. And that's why personalization comes, in terms of distance, direction, in terms of the faces they want to remember. That's why we are calling it personalized AI, not like a commercial AI. That's what makes us unique. And secondly thing is, because we are using augmented reality glasses, we can magnify the things, and that's a great art. So it's not about a person who doesn't see, it's all about person who are struggling to see. So if their vision is changing daytime, they can actually do 2x, 3x zoom, whatever they want, and they can still do that. So it's a solution beyond optical lenses corrections and do that.
Right, so these have, instead of lenses, they have an actual screen?
Yes, they have inbuilt augmented reality glasses. These are not Ray-Ban, which is just like a listening thing.
Yeah.
I should not be talking about the competitor, but fundamentally those are smart glasses. What we are is smart AR glasses.
I got you. Okay. So let's talk about what the glasses can do. There's magnification. magnification? Is there also high contrast, invert modes, and things like that for vision?
Absolutely. They can be controlled by the voice or the gesture. We gesture through the touchpad. So the side of the glasses, you can swipe through. And I think more than me, I think you should ask the experience. I'm a technologist, I created something.
Yeah.
But everyone has an individual use. So, let me pass on to Gao, who is the head of staff at a restaurant called Dining in the Dark, and that's where he has been kind of a journey on us.
Okay.
And second is Clark. Clark is a very famous Braille artist in UK. He has been using for the visual arts, how he's describing seeing without seeing. So let me first ask this question, how they are experiencing my product into the real life.
Perfect.
So now over to you.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, mate.
Basically, I'm using this glass about last 8 to 12 months now. And initially, it was very good, and it will tell me the face recognition. For example, if I take a picture of my family members, like mom or wife or my nephews, or my brother or my brother's girlfriend, when I take the picture and send it to the team, and they upload it in the Blade. That's going to be called Blade. And when I fronted them, they're front of me, they will tell me who's front of me and smiling, different kind of facial recognition anyway. And when I'm out and about, I use a glass, it will tell me navigation. Instead of taking my phone out using the other products, I use this glass. It will tell me on the left-hand side, bus stop. On the right-hand side is a bus coming. You can take a picture of the bus number. It will tell you what number bus and how many steps front of you. That's the navigation side of things.
Yeah.
And also object detection. If I take a picture of the table, what is on the table, it will tell me front of you the glass of water or glass front of you, so tell you clockwise, anti-clockwise, and a few and when you take a picture of the computer desk, it will tell you Braille display front of you, a headphone hanging on the monitor. Be careful when you're dealing with the keyboard.
Wow. Okay. So it's giving you all that description, and that's through the AI, right?
Yeah.
Personalized AI.
Sorry, I've got to say it. Personalized
Yeah.
AI. So what's the battery life on those? You mentioned when you were out and about and using them while you're navigating outside.
I'm using the basic one, the Blade. Its only battery life is 1 hour.
Yeah.
I got a power bank I can connect to the straight away, and also it worked on you can do a hotspot to Wi-Fi. It'll work on it and it'll update the system anyway.
So are these self-powered or do they require the smartphone?
Self-powered.
They're self-powered, so these are standalone.
Yeah, these are Android devices fully. Processors, 6 GB RAM, memory of 32 GB. These are industrial products.
Yeah.
We actually were using them for aircraft inspections or MROs or quality inspections. We just for us in the real world there are a lot of blind spots. But then we realized for a blind person, the world is blind spot, So from a technologist perspective, for us to develop it's a shift of training of the modules rather than creating something new. So that's how, whatever we are giving is a proven industrial products, which has been there in industry for last 10 years, and providing them into the personal space of the people now. Let me hand over to Clark.
So for me, obviously, I'm not technological minded. I am literally a technophobe. These glasses are going to be something that I've been missing for the last 10 years, which is to be part of a visual environment. I'm a professional artist. When I go to these events with all the art on the wall, and everyone's got the champagne, they're all talking about the art. I'm just a blind guy with a white cane trying to overhear, basically. Yeah. And now, I've had it for only a month and it's blown me away. I've gone to exhibitions, I've clicked the side of my head as if I've got a thought, and it's describing the art not as a patronising way, as an emotive. I'm getting emotion from the art. And it literally it makes me smile every time I click those glasses, and it tells me a story.
Wow. So have you got any vision at all, Clark?
So my vision is 5 degrees. It's like looking underwater. So I have no idea. I know you're quite tall, so I can make out it's like you're looking like a Lowry person in a Lowry painting.
Oh, that's exactly how I look.
Yeah, perfect. So I know you're quite tall. So this misconception, obviously, blindness is a really, the idea, you're blind, you can't do this, you can't do that. Especially as a blind artist, I get it all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But the idea is we don't see with our eyes, we see with our brain. Now, I've got 40 years experience of seeing, so I know what a tall person looks like through a shadow.
Yeah.
So it's like looking underwater. So sometimes I see light, dark, shadow. I work with colour. I love colour. But these glasses now, I can go to events and I can literally click on it, and it's like if I went to Tate Modern now, and I've not been told like, oh, this is a piece of art, it's 2 meters by 3 meters, and it's got a yellow sun in the right hand corner, blah 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 blah. Really boring. Now I can click on it, and it gives me this kind of like other world that your eyes miss out on. Like a sighted person would miss out on certain things. So I was at an exhibition with this steel sculpture, and because it's by the light, it described how the light was hitting the steel.
Wow.
Exactly,
Okay.
it puts that image in someone's head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So these glasses are not just for the blind community. I want these glasses for everyone. The idea that you can walk around, go to a museum or an art gallery, you see something that you might have missed.
Yeah. And it gives you some emotion to an image or...
It does. And the words it used. So what literally, I was at a school the other day. I go to schools and I teach Braille, and it knew I was in assembly. It described it as an educational environment, and it told me that that all the children are very attentive because they were all looking at me.
Yeah.
And what a great way! So I knew that I was doing my job right as an educator. That they all,
They weren't yawning,
of course,
or
they weren't yawning. So, but that, and it made me smile. So we even tested it out of taking the same image twice, but one of the children hid in the peripheral vision. Right? The glasses said some other stuff, and then at the end it said, "By the way, there's a child hiding behind the desk." And you were
Wow.
laughing, and I laughed because it shouldn't do that, should it?
No, exactly. Yeah, it's those sort of things that makes us
Make us
surprised by
human.
AI, and
Makes
exactly.
it human, and you want a human experience. The idea that I'm now seeing something that the eyes would just glaze over. if you
Yeah,
want to say.
absolutely. Oh, that's amazing.
And that was the underlying message to us, We always talked about that AI, and this is one of the things which we discussed. AI is here to complement human abilities, not to compete with them.
Yes.
And if we do that right, then AI can be the bridge for many people who are not born equal with the abilities. So we need to think about how to embrace technology in the right way. So this is our attempt, to bring abilities and AI together and create a bridge around it.
Well, I think you've done more than that. I think this is more than AI, because we're seeing lots of wearables with AI coming about, some sticking around, some not. But you've also crossed the bridge between the augmented reality with the virtual reality headset and the smart wearables as well.
Actually, I was telling to the hardware manufacturer that we are converting your industrial product into a consumer product, which they never thought about.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we are now very clear that, this is only the phase one, because we now are fully dedicated. We started from the industries, but now we are in the inclusivity. And we know that using a combination of AI and XR, which is nothing extended reality, we can actually create solution for people who can't see, who can't hear, or who can't speak.
Yeah.
And that's where, our journey has begun. This is the first attempt for us to be in front of the public here with my two big gentlemen here who have tasted it and being with patients to be part of this journey. So much gratitude to them.
Sounds fantastic. So if people want to find out more, are these available now? Or?
Yeah, they're available now. You can buy them straight away. There are two models. One is 1 hour battery live with one camera with 120-degree field of view is around 1995. And the other one, which is titanium built 6-hour battery.
Wow.
That's the one for 2995. And we are working with the manufacturer to see how we can further advance, reduce the cost so that it can be a mass product.
Amazing. And
also, just letting you know, Shaun.
Yeah.
The software support is 2 years guarantee, and if you got 2 years, 1.5 years guarantee, manufacturer guarantee, and so on.
Oh, right. And is there a subscription cost with
No,
this?
so we this is a purpose beyond profit. That's what I say. We happen to be in this industry because we want to do it. So our idea is very clear and our purpose is very clear. Let's create the right software and give it. For once you buy the software, there's no subscription. We want to create community support, not a professional contact center support.
Yeah.
We want to dismantle that idea and make the technology accessible to everyone who is in need of it.
Wow.
And all I've got to say is, obviously, I don't like technology. Technology is my hand as an artist, right? But the idea, and also I used to wear dark glasses all the time. So people have told me last month, it's really lovely to see your eyes. As a blind person, it's really hard to not show people your eyes because you don't want to look blind.
Yeah.
So it's been a real eye-opener on that. And all I've got to do is plug in, and it's going to, evolve. And that's all it's got to do. So not like, some technologies, the idea that you buy something and 3 months down the line it's like obsolete,
Yeah.
These, it's you plug in, and I'll get an upgrade, just like you would an upgrade on your phone.
Yeah, and as AI evolves, so does this.
Exactly, and but they look cool as well, don't they?
Oh, there you go. They look cool.
They look
I think
cool.
that's all we need to know. Okay, so if anyone wants to find out more, is there a website?
Yeah, sevavision.com. They can come to that. So they can www.sevavision.com.
Can you spell that?
sevavision.com.
That's perfect. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
A very interesting product, one of many that you get the chance to see when you go along to these Sight Village exhibitions. Chance to learn about products. And of course, the great thing is, it's not just about blindness, it's about low vision as well. That's something we're going to be focusing in a lot this year on, because I feel even though you and I don't use these products a lot, Shaun, it's not fair to not talk about them. So
No.
I think it's really important, actually, that we spend a bit of time chatting with companies who are producing really interesting tech when it comes to low vision. So we're going to get into that at Sight Village London this week, and we'll be reporting back on all that next week. But now let's hear from Adi Kushner, who it's always nice to catch up with Adi and find out how he's doing. Now, this conversation we had last year, you spoke to him at Sight Village London last year at the one-day event, and it was a really interesting chat you had about where things are, or at least at the time where they were. We'll be interested to see how that's developed, of course, since events in the world have changed ever so slightly. It's always hard to know how this impacts on individuals where they live and how it impacts on business, but we'll let Adi explain all this. He shows off the Optima Braille laptop we're all excited about, and we get a chance to get hands-on with some other cool tech.
Okay, so we're at Sight Village London, and Double Tap has quite literally just bumped into Adi Kushner. Adi, how you doing, mate?
I'm fine, guys. Thanks for having me. It's always good to talk to you, and finally in person.
So, how are you doing? Things, obviously, in the world today have gone absolutely crazy. How are you doing in yourself? Is everything good?
Yeah, everything is all right. I mean, stuff is unpredictable. For instance, I did not know literally about yesterday evening if I'm taking off to the UK or not, but other than that, things are fine.
Good. Okay, so obviously we've had a lot of interest and a lot of people asking what's going on with the Optima. So can you give us any updates on that?
Yeah, so we made some progress, both on the development of the hardware and also software. In fact, we have private beta, internal beta testing going for these things already. You will start seeing some of our Optima-related software released for general availability very soon. That includes our Braille editor, which is complete. That includes some other apps. We have already released our TTS component for people who use NVDA and want to have vocalizer. We are now the only de facto available vocalizer solution. So the product from Tiflotechnia and Code Factory has been retired, and the Tiflotechnia product is now basically our vocalizer version rebranded for them.
Okay.
So things are going, bits and pieces are coming out. The product itself, as all of you know, the situation in my country did not relax yet. It continues getting worse actually, but I hope there is some hope for it to stop. So I hope we will progress towards release. In fact, what you're seeing in front of you is very, very, very close to final already. So the keyboard is final. The design of the controls is final. This will be exactly how the unit looks. It's drastically different compared to the prototypes we've shown before.
Okay.
Slimmer, lighter. So we're moving. I don't want to announce a date yet. Again, I would have loved to do it ages ago, but I don't want to lie to people.
Yes.
So whenever I can finalize the project for sure and have a date for availability to which I can commit, I'll happily do it.
Perfect.
But we're working.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. Some things are beyond your control, right? But the project is still ongoing.
Of course. There are no plans to cancel the project. Don't worry about that. I mean, I have a very clear mission. Our industry needs this change of thinking desperately. AccessMind was born out of the need to design all of our products around mainstream, and Optima is not going to be the only product. The company was not born to make one product. It's just the start of it, and I'm not going to give up on that mission so easily, because if we will, our industry will stay years behind, because no one is interested in making changes. The current vendors are very happy with what they have, and somebody has to change the status quo. For instance, even the amazing devices that came out, like the multi-line Braille displays, and the particularly the ones that can display graphics without naming anyone in particular, all of them are great. But you know, at the end, for me, it doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter is that it does not reach to the hands of most customers, because it's unpayable. These products are released primarily to be funded by government, and that's unfair. So until the only way to change it is to make everything mainstream based and to increase the value. So this is what we're here for. The delays are beyond our control. Nobody expected a war to start.
That's right.
But we are working, and we are here to stay, just waiting for the things to relax.
Fantastic. So you actually have an Optima here, right, in front of me here?
Yes, it's in front of you. Yes, there we go.
I've got it. Yeah. So it's very nice. It's very compact feeling. It almost feels like a bit like Stephen's Mantis Q40, but
yeah, just a bit thicker.
Just a little bit thicker, but again, we've got a full computer in here, full PC, and the Braille display at the bottom there feels very nice.
And in my opinion, the keyboard is much nicer.
Oh, but, okay, controversial, but okay.
Controversial, I agree.
No, it feels very nice.
We listened to feedback about the keyboard. Most of the customers preferred the slightly concaved key shape.
Oh yeah, I
so
didn't notice.
Went with that.
Yeah.
As you can see, we have the inverted T arrows, so nothing is non-standard. Right. It's very easy to it's very convenient to locate, to identify. We also have clear dot markings on the function keys, like F4, F8, so you can see where the groups of keys change. So we really tried to implement everything that we have been asked for. Thumb keys are implemented, the most popular request we've got.
Yes.
And the buttons on the side of each on each side of the Braille line have been changed from a rocker to 3 buttons that can be assigned to perform various functions.
Oh, cool.
So, and also the fingerprint reader has been added, and many things. So we have changed a lot based on feedback. This is why it was important for me to start showing it early in order to get feedback. You know, most vendors get very limited feedback. It's important for me that the users will be involved with the development of the product, because we are making it for ourselves, you know, so we need to make sure that it meets our needs.
Yeah, well, as I said, there's been so much, you know yourself, so much interest in this. There's a real need, a real want for this kind of device, and we haven't seen anything like it yet. So, yeah, I wish you luck with actually getting it out there. That's the thing. So, what else have you got on show today?
We have all the Orbit research products. So we have the Orbit Speak.
Yes, which I'm actually clutching in my hand here. It's very, it's a very dainty little thing. It's very nice in a little case here.
It's a turtleback case.
Can you demo it at all?
Is it on? Let me check. Yes. You can use the arrow keys to browse the menu.
Whoop, nearly dropped it.
I don't know if you can hear the speech in such a loud environment, but you have vocalizer Samantha going on here at the moment, and you can review the apps.
Ah, yes. I can just about hear it. I think over the noise. It's very busy here.
It's very busy, but
So is this actually available now to
Yes, the
to
Orbit
purchase?
Speak
Yeah.
is available in the UK from Computer Room Services. Also, Aspire Consultancy carries Orbit products now. So this can be purchased, you can order it, and things are going quite well with that product. Also, just to be for transparency and full disclosure purposes, I also recently joined Orbit in
Right.
order to manage the product development of the Braille products there to help get things better.
That's interesting.
I am now involved in both capacities. I'm saying that, to be fully transparent with people.
Yeah.
We're actually working on some big stuff going forward, but I hope that the Orbit Speak experience will be refined and improved as a result of everybody's efforts. And
Seems like a very
also
nice
feedback.
device.
We also have the QWERTY Orbit readers, the 20 and 40. If you want, I can show you. But
Oh yes, please.
so I'm giving you the 20 now.
Wow. Okay, the first thing that hits me is how light it is.
Yes,
That's
it is
so
super light. Same keyboard as for the Optima. We said, okay, if people like it, why not to use it everywhere?
Yeah.
So
So this is the. Well, actually, why don't you give me a quick summary of what this is?
yeah, it is basically a standard Braille display that has the same features as the typical Orbit Reader 40. So the editor, calendar, calculator, but its primary function is to be connected to a PC or a smartphone. So
Right.
similar to the Mantis in a way, lower cost and a bit of a different function set.
Yeah, it feels very nice. I've got to say, I'm quite surprised. So what's the price on this one?
Not sure about the UK pricing exactly. In the US, it's $999. $999.
And that's with the 20
Yes,
20
and the
cell.
40 is $1899.
Wow. Okay, and these available now?
Yes.
And what's the supply like on these? Is there a wait, or
No.
if
These
someone was
are
to order
available
these
to
now,
ship.
they would get them?
Yeah. These are available to ship, so you can go
Fantastic.
ahead and do it.
Excellent. Okay. Well.
This does not depend on anything
Yeah.
Israel related.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
this is fully.
Well, as I said, there's so much interest in the Optima, so I wish you luck with that. And
Thank you.
we can't wait to see it.
I can't wait either. I want people to have it. This has been the dream of many for a while, and we're here to make it happen. So
Thank you, Addy.
thank you.
Always good to talk to Addy. Now, smart home technology is, we've said for many years now on the show, it's improving all the time. The protocols are becoming a little bit easier to understand, although sort of. You buy a smart home plug now, in theory, it should be able to be set up fairly simply without the need for complicated hardware or multiple apps and all of that. But when it comes to accessibility, I think you'll agree, Shaun, it's not quite there yet. We've still got a long way to go. And there are companies out there, like our next company we're going to hear from, who are trying to make smart home tech and general use tech, I would say, around the home more accessible.
Yes.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, I found something quite unusual at Sight Village, and that's a company that I haven't seen before. So that's always exciting. I'm here with Craig from Unwired
Things.
Things.
Right.
There you go, Unwired Things. Okay, so Craig, tell me about your company. It's fairly new, right?
Yes, so we're a Danish company. We've just released a whole range of products onto the UK market. We're already in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, and Germany. Our product series is aimed at making aids for daily living more affordable, but also in expanding the range of what's actually available to blind and visually impaired people.
Now, this is an interesting concept, and it's something I haven't really seen before. So we're talking about a range of products here, such as, what have we got? A tape measure I just had a little play with.
That's right. So we have at the moment available a kitchen thermometer, room thermometer, kitchen scale, bathroom scale. And then our solution is built around a remote control. So all of our products are wirelessly have wireless connectivity. The remote control is able to connect to all of them. So if you need speech readout from those, rather than having the speech embedded in the product, it comes from the remote controller.
Okay, right. That's why I said this is a novel approach, right? Because none of these products speak on their own.
No.
We've got talking tape measures before and talking kitchen scales,
Yeah.
but rather the speech comes out of this separate remote control.
Yes, that's right.
So, okay, the question has to be, why?
Why? That's a good question. So, coming from a smaller country like Denmark, you know, the economics of making talking assistive devices is not very good. If you have to make a relatively small number of products and add a particular language to them, it's quite difficult to do that in a cost-effective way. So it ends up being a very expensive affair. By doing this, it's given us a few advantages. One of them is that we're able to actually go out and take a starting point in some high-quality existing products. Also, design-wise, the products look like something everybody else wants in the household. And by just putting a new software package onto our controller, we can make all of the products in our series speak a language.
Yeah, well, okay. It's a very interesting approach to it, and I understand the advantages there. But what are the costs of the devices themselves? Let's take, for example, the tape measure here.
Yeah.
Is that, price-wise, is that cheaper than a speaking version because of that, or is it around the same price?
So if we take our tape measure, then there's nothing really quite comparable to it on the market today because it's a flexible tape measure. So there's not really anything out there with speech today which would allow you to take body measurements for, you know, or doing things like knitting and those types of hobby things. So in that sense, it's already got some unique functionality. But price-wise, it's around £60 here in the UK. So I would say that's within shooting distance for most people economically also.
Fantastic. Okay, and what other devices have you got planned or are in the range right now?
So as I said, so we have kitchen and bathroom scales. We have a kitchen thermometer. We have a room thermometer, hygrometer. Later in the second half of this year, we're releasing a color sensor, which is a plug-in module for the remote control, which has a combined light sensor and color sensor. We have a blood pressure meter, forehead thermometer, calipers, an angle measure, and object locators. So all of those are coming out over the next 6 to 8 months.
Wow, you're covering everything there, it sounds like. And availability, are these available to get now, and what countries are they available in?
So as I said, right now we've released into Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Netherlands, and Germany. We have plans to roll out in most of the Balkan countries and Greece here later in the year, Switzerland, Austria. And then we have some negotiations ongoing in a handful of other countries as well. So we expect by the end of the year to be in around 20 countries.
Wow, fantastic. As I said, yeah, really interesting approach to this. And I think I've had a little play with the remote control. It's very loud, easy to hear, and you've got the volume controls. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what people think of this. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Nice to meet you both.
You too.
And just checking, Shaun, you didn't have anything in your pockets, not
Absolutely
when you left
not.
that stand.
No, I tried. Not big enough pockets.
No.
It's a cool technology, though,
It
right?
is,
It's a new
yeah.
approach. Who knows how well it will actually work in practice, but it does seem like a new way of doing things. I'm all for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cobalt have had a talking tape measure for a while. The problem is, it's the cost of a lot of these things. I think it was over
Yes.
$140, $150 Canadian you were paying for the talking tape measure. Look, I bought one back, I can't remember, maybe 3 years ago. And it's one of those things that you buy and you kind of think, well, I will actually use this. And then you start using it more and more all the time because someone will say to you, hey, I'm coming round to measure up your windows. Could you maybe give me a help? Could you maybe measure this for me first? And before, I'd be like, could you just send someone around? And that's it. And now, of course, I'm able to do it myself, and it does feel good. So yeah, I do like this kind of tech. Let's move on, though, because navigation is a big issue for a lot of us. And there's one device, which I think is fair to say has been talked about a lot in glowing terms for helping us move around. Now, we're not talking here about GPS technology. We're not talking about navigating you from place to place in that sense. We're talking more about helping you get from place to place. If you could find a middle ground that was between a guide dog and a white cane, Would this be it? Now, I haven't tried this, so I don't know, but I go by what other people tell me. And the mini guide always seems to come out on top when people talk about being able to navigate around, understand where obstacles are, and avoid them in the way a guide dog would help you move around them and guide you around them. So Tim Dixon, our good friend Tim, caught up with Philip Ward from Seeing Solutions to tell us more about the mini guide and also a cool torch for your cane.
The mini guide is a little handheld device, and you can see it here. It's got a button on the front. It's a highly calibrated piece of equipment. I would call it more of an instrument than a toy. And what it does, it detects obstacles. Now, the nice thing about this is it's discreet. So if you're using it, everybody else around you doesn't know that you have an eyesight problem. If you're completely blind, no sight whatsoever, this is immensely useful, and it's also useful for people who are deafblind. So as I'm holding it, it's actually vibrating. So you can't see that, and when I've got my hand closed, it's completely out of sight. So nobody would know that you were using it. It's got 5 ranges on it. It's got ½ meter, it's got 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 and 8 meters. Now that means it's going to detect obstacles. If you point it at an obstacle or point it in front of you, it's going to vibrate if it's within that range that you've set. So you're walking down the road with your white cane and you come across a car parked on the pavement. If you've got the mini guide set to 2 meter range, the mini guide will pick up the car and vibrate to you, warning you that there's an obstacle in front of you before you hit it with your cane. That's important because what it means is you're not going to break your cane, because when you're actually using a cane, if there's a car parked on a pavement, you don't hit the car with the bottom of your cane, you hit the car with the cane halfway up. And if you then lift it, you're likely to break it. Whereas if you use a mini guide in conjunction with your cane, you know the obstacle before you're going to hit it. You have that chance to slow down. Now just say it was a car or lorry parked on the pavement, half on the pavement, half off. You can then scan left and right. If you point the mini guide at the obstacle, it will vibrate. If you go to the left, it will stop vibrating, and if you go to the right, it will stop vibrating. But if you go one way or the other, it's going to be shorter than the other way, so you know which is the best way to navigate round a parked car, for instance. Look, it's good for posts, signs, trees, anything. The nice thing also about the mini guide, if you're in a situation where there might be overhead obstacles, just point it up. If you're standing still, for instance, and you want to know what's around you, you don't have to turn. If you've got it attached to a cane, you've got to turn around with the cane, which could be hazardous to other people around you. The mini guide, you can literally just turn it with your hands, left or right, and you can see the obstacles that are in your near vicinity. If you get closer to the obstacle, regardless of which range it's on, it will vibrate faster. So now, a person with no sight, if you didn't want to use your cane, for instance, knows what obstacles are around them. If you just did a 360 degrees, then you know if you're anywhere near something that's going to be hazardous. For the deafblind people, just imagine you're standing in front of a lift and you don't know whether the doors are opening or not. If you stood in front of the lift, you can point this at the lift doors, it's going to vibrate. When the lift doors open, it will stop vibrating. You know you're going to walk in. And similarly, if you're looking at doorways, if it's an open door, you point it one way, it's going to vibrate with the left door frame. In the middle, it's not going to vibrate, and in the right, it's going to vibrate, which means when it's not vibrating, you're clear to walk. Loads and loads of different ways of doing it. When you get very, very good, you can bounce the vibration off the pavement, so you'll be able to detect curbs and things like that. But you've got to get used to it. So many people, when I'm on the stand here, if they've got a mini guide, they can't wait to come up to me and say, got my mini guide, I wouldn't be without it, you know. But it's a lovely piece of kit. It's £300. You can attach it to a cane. It does have an audible output. And we did have the child has actually grown up now. We had a mother who had the cane clamp on her pushchair, and she was walking down the road with her pushchair with the mini guide pointing forward and a little earpiece going from the back of the mini guide up to her ear, and she was just walking down the road. She's completely blind, walking down the road, and she knows every obstacle that she's going to encounter. Similarly, it could be used on a walking frame or wheelchair for an elderly person in a home or whatever, so they can get around themselves without causing the other residents any problems.
And do you have a website and email?
We do, yeah, and you can get us on, just put Seeing Solutions into Google, or we are info@seeing.solutions. No UK, no com, no nothing, just seeing.solutions. This is a torch that connects to a cane, and it's got a clamp here. We actually make this, we produce this because people have a similar sort of product, but it's not been the quality they expected. We make this in Nottingham, and you just clamp it to any cane, and you switch it on, and it's got a variable beam width, so you can alter the beam width. It looks at the end of your cane and produces a very, very bright light on the end of the cane. Now that's good for two things. Not only does it give the user an idea where the end of the cane is, but it also tells other people around you to be aware and not to trip over the cane. I've heard lots of stories about people being having their canes snapped by people who walk into them or whatever. If you are in a very busy situation, say a shopping precinct or something like that, or a crowded area, you can switch it onto a flashing mode as well. The torch can be removed from the removed from your cane, and then it can be used as a torch in its own right. And with the flashing mode, you could attract attention if you're in distress or you need some help. But it's got a 10-hour battery life, which is incredible. It's rechargeable. It comes with your charge cable. Just put it on overnight. I think for the normal person who's going to use something like this, probably charge it once or twice a week, and that should be fine. You've got variable brightness on this. It's very, very bright. And just to give you an idea, if you're pointing, you can alter the beam width just by moving the end of the torch. Immensely useful. And this is £40. So it's not the end of the earth, and it's the sort of thing you can pop in your pocket. If you need it, just put it back on your cane and use it.
And whereabouts will you ship that to?
All over the world. Because we make it. If they're interesting parties and they want to buy it, just get in touch with us on the number I gave before, 0115 981 6636.
That's fantastic. Thank you for joining us today, Philip.
It's great talking to you. Thank you very much.
We got to get hands-on with that mini guide. I'm so, out of all the sonar devices, because sonar seems like a technology just tailor-made for us, and yet it's been a little bit hit and miss when it comes to navigation devices, except it seems on that mini guide, according to everyone I speak to.
Yeah, that's right. And it's funny because in that same on that same day, in fact, no, it wasn't actually, I'm telling a lie. The 2019, I was going through the archive, right, and I was just finding all these clips and all these companies we'd spoken to. And, just thinking about the mini guide there made me think of this, that in 2019, I spoke to a company who were selling the Sunu band.
Yeah.
And kind of, I think it's fair to say, again, haven't tried the mini guide, so I don't know if I'm being unfair or not here. I have no idea. But it seemed a very similar kind of device. This was essentially a wrist-worn device that had that radar capability in it, that sonar capability, where you could move your wrist left and right, and you could identify what was around you using that kind of haptic feedback and even sound and whatever else. That did not last the test of time. That company folded, that product came to an end. And I've still got mine somewhere, which is a shame. But it was...
Get it on eBay.
Do you know what it made me think of? It made me think of, maybe I can say this now because the company's gone and they won't mind if I say it. It was like wearing an inhaler. That's what it felt like on my wrist. It was like someone had stuck an inhaler onto a wrist strap.
A watch strap.
Yeah. Because it would kind of stick out. It would stick out a little bit the way an inhaler does. And that was where you were kind of using that was almost like your torch.
Well, see, again, the sonar technology, it makes sense. It can detect when there's an object in front of you. It uses sonar waves. It bounces back, tells how far away it is. You can adjust how wide the beam is to find smaller gaps. Sounds great, but in what form is that? A wristband didn't work very well. We've seen it in glasses. How well that works changes on the glasses themselves. But that basically, this is a handheld torch, right? A flashlight. That's how this one is sort of presented, and it seems to be the best way so far.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about glasses. I'm thinking, is that the type of device you tried at CSUN? Remember, you tried the Lighthouse Tech glasses.
Lighthouse Tech. Yeah, kind of. Now, that uses a slightly different technology. I can't remember what it is now, but it wasn't just sonar, and plus, that used 2 emitters. So you got almost a stereo audio image from that one. I was very impressed with that as well.
Yeah, I think that's coming out, or it may be out now. I think it's called Tammy. I think that's the name of it.
Yes, it was. Now, there was a bit of a price tag on that one as well, though.
Isn't there always? And again, my issue, if I'm honest about that, is I really like my Meta Ray-Bans. I don't want to take them off to put these on. You know, it's
one device to do it all. That's what we're wishing for.
I know people have called me two-faced in the past, but I genuinely only have one head. Okay, before we go, I've got one more clip I want to play you, because this takes us back to 2019 and a conversation I had with Liam from Bristol Braille about the Bristol Braille Canute 360. This was a new multi-line Braille device, quite innovative of its time. Had a fairly decent price tag as well on it, still very much on sale today, and they're doing a lot of work bringing out new versions of it and certainly new types of experiences, even gaming experiences on devices like this. Let's hear from Liam talking to us back in 2019 as we revisit some old archive double tap footage.
Hi, my name's Liam. I work in marketing for Bristol Braille Technology, and we are a social enterprise based in Bristol in the southwest of the UK. And we make this device, which is on the table in front of us, which is the Canute 360, the world's first multi-line Braille e-reader.
Yeah, so if I said this is a Kindle for Braille readers, would that be right?
I think you're pretty accurate there, although, you know, other e-reader brands are available, of course. But
no one likes you calling it a Kindle, but yeah, but I know what you mean. It is essentially an e-reader.
Sure, yeah. In terms of the way it works, yeah, very much. You load your books on in Braille format, and then they're accessible from the library menu. So the great advantage of that is it's very simple, it's very easy to use. We've kept the costs down as much as we possibly can to make sure it is a really affordable, effective way of reading digital multi-line Braille.
Okay, so really interesting product. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, sure. So the Canute, it's on the table here in front of me. I think the dimensions are, it's about 35 centimetres by about 10 centimetres by about 1.5 centimetre box. It weighs about 1.5 kilos. And what it is, it's a 9-line, 360 cell Braille e-reader. So what that means is we have 9 lines of electronically refreshable Braille, each of 40 cells long, for a total of 360. So per page, that's about 1/3 of a page of a regular paper Braille book.
Tell us about the work you've done with the CNIB.
Sure, so we're actually running a pilot scheme with the CNIB at the moment. In the last 2 weeks, we have sent them 7 Canutes, and they are using them in a variety of places. One of the really interesting areas they want to pilot the Canute is actually in their library service. So they want to take some of their heaviest Braille readers. They want to use the Canute and see about giving them electronic Braille rather than paper Braille and see how that fits in. So the CNIB actually have been huge supporters of us for the last couple of years, and actually, along with our UK distributors and APH in the United States, they're really one of the first people to get involved and buy into this product.
Now, look, of course, it's fair to say that since then, we've seen a load of new devices come out in no short order. We had Orbit, had the Graffiti, the Dot Pad was launched and has now become Dot Pad X. And of course, HumanWare and APH working together on the Monarch. So we're seeing more and more of these multi-line devices coming along. And what's changed in that time is that then it was all about multi-line Braille. So essentially, multi-lines of text.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about images as well. So it has moved on considerably. It's very exciting time for Braille in that sense. I mean, obviously we've talked about cost and the concerns around all that, but there's a huge amount of work being done. You can't take it away from the fact that there's a huge amount of work being done to make these products more and make life more accessible to blind people. I think that's really cool.
The biggest shift in Braille in a long time, isn't it? It's been pretty much standard for a long time, and this is it's opening it up, with the enhanced Braille format as well, with being able to actually fill the layout of things and images as well in books. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, listen, we are going to be returning to Sight Village in London, but bringing you right up to date with all the latest news as we bring it to you next week on Double Tap. Tomorrow and Friday, though, we are diving back into that. But don't you dare.
I'm not doing it.
No, not doing it.
I'm saving
it till tomorrow. We'll dive into the inbox tomorrow, so get the coffee ready, and we'll join you for that then. For now, though, thank you, as always, for listening and watching along. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, Shaun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.